Yo, MTAz here. I'm going to be talking you through a part of my story that you aren't aware of. No tactics. Just want to give you an understanding of the journey and the mindset required from yourselves, and that has been something that I've applied over the last 4 years to help me to get to where I want to be. Now, not here to tell you a sob story, I'm just here to talk facts. So if you're somebody who wants to improve the mindset and then that has a direct improvement on their business, then stick around. So as the majority of you know, I've got a bit of a checkered past. Got released from prison 4 years ago and got out, started doing the PT thing, got into online coaching and then developed myself from that point forward. But there's one thing that I haven't really openly mentioned before. Due to my crime and the fact that it was for financial gain, I have a proceeds of crime order, which I'll explain in a minute, hanging over my head of just under 300k. Now, a proceeds of crime order, or the Proceeds of Crime Act, stipulates that the benefit that you've had from crime can then be seized from you after release or during your incarceration. And that figure for me was 300k. Now, when I got out of prison, I couldn't even get a phone on contract. I couldn't get nothing. And at some point in 2024, I was paying myself out of the business. I only paid myself enough to cover my bills because I was wary of them coming for this money. And I started to let this money pile up in my personal account, around about 12k. And one day I've gone into my account and I had a look and there's no money. And then I had a letter through the door saying that this has been taken off your proceeds of crime amount. And I thought, wow, I've reformed myself here. I've really gone out my way, really developed myself, and I'm doing everything legit, and it's still not good enough. And it got me down. It got me pissed off, to be honest with you. I was like, what incentive have I got to actually reform myself? I've ticked all the boxes. I've gone above and beyond. At this point, I'd gone into schools and spoken to kids that were struggling with behavioral issues and told them that, the route that you're on, it only leads to one place. And it was frustrating. I'd even gone back to the prison that I was locked up in, that I spent the majority of my time in, to showcase to people like there's a route out, and this is the route, and this is the route that I've taken. Still not good enough. And it really got me pissed off because as a man, I want to grow. Of course, I want to create security for my family and my loved ones. Of course I do. But I thought to myself, I'm so handicapped here to the point where if I actually do well, they're coming for it all. And I then became hesitant in regards to investing in things outside of coaching, outside of myself, because just through fear and through the pattern recognition of them coming for my stuff. So I started to really look further afield. Now, at the time, I still had my license hanging over me. This is where I can't travel, I can't leave the country. I've still got to go to probation, still got to answer questions. And this is only up until April. Was it April last year? April last year. So only for the last 12 months or so, I've been officially a free man. And as soon as that point came, I remember it now, April 17th, as soon as that day came, I started visiting different places. I went to Croatia, and then the second place that I came to was Dubai. And Dubai gets a lot of stick. People say it's pretentious, but for me, it's a way out. It's a place where I can truly reinvent myself and let go of the person who I previously was. Through force, essentially, because I can't grow in the UK. Now, I'm not here to slander the UK. I think the UK is a great place. I love it to bits. It's where I grew up. I've got fond memories. My family's there. People that I love are there. People that I've grown up with. But I am in a position now where I'm thinking, do I let it go? Now, the key point that I'm trying to make is life will throw you curveballs. Life is not fair. It's not. Things happen to you because a lot of the time because of our own actions, and the pocket is a knock-on effect of my own actions that I took as an adult. And sometimes you are handicapped. And in that situation, you've got two things, two options. You can either succumb to your circumstances and think, fuck it, I'll just go back to what I was doing before and I'll stay comfortable. Like I could have easily said, you know what? Forget this person I'm trying to become. I'm going back to the old me. I'm going back to what I know best. But I thought, you've come so far, it'd be a shame to throw that away. So I started to put my money together. I started to get my first few investment properties off lands. And this isn't a flex. It's like, for me, it's an achievement because as a man, I'm now in my mid-30s, I'm 35, being handicapped for the majority of my prime from the age of 26 up until last year at the age of 34. Like, imagine that. Imagine not being able to move. All the work that you're putting in, realizing that it doesn't even fucking matter. And there is light out at the other end of the tunnel. There is a light. You've just got to keep going. And now, praise be to God that I can see that light. I can see my vision. I can see what my life is going to be like. And as a coach, somebody who helps people with business now, somebody who helps other coaches, this is a key part of growing any business, is having that mindset, that mental fortitude, that grit to push through. And it hasn't been easy. There's been weeks where I've seriously doubted myself and thought, is it even worth doing this? And you've probably experienced this before, when sales aren't coming in, when people aren't feeling your shit, you're putting out content and no one's engaging with it. It's frustrating. And it comes back to, you have to use a different approach. You have to think outside the box. You have to do the uncomfortable work. And yes, you can chase leads. Yes, you can chase sales. But the real work comes down to actually building something that is going to last the test of time, if I can get my words out. And the majority of you aren't willing to do that work. Why? Because it's hard. And for me, it was a case of, I keep doing the same thing and stay stuck in the UK, or I start to think outside the box, really stamp my authority in the space, become a somebody. It's not going to be a short process, of course, but start to stamp my authority. And the only way I felt confident doing that is building something of note, something distinct in the market, to the place where I could then go out and shout about it. I could shout about it from this fucking balcony. That's how proud I am. That's how confident I am in my system. Because that is the only thing that would have gave me freedom. And the reality is, you guys aren't uncomfortable enough. If you're sitting just under 5K, you're going to get by. You're going to be fine. But that's all you're going to be. That is all you are going to be. This coaching gig will be over one day. It will be. And unfortunately, the majority of us won't have anything to show for it. And I've been there at the bottom of the pile. Like, I've been in the fucking gutter many a time in my life. And it's a shame to think that there's people that I class as friends, that I've met in the industry, that will never get to experience or even aim to push towards the freedom that we want. Of course, we want to help people, but we have to be incentivized to do our best work. That's why I always bang on about building a brand. That's why I bang on about building a product or a service that you're proud of and putting that out there into the world. So if you are in a position where your back is against the wall and you can't see your next steps, you need to reach out. You need to, doesn't have to be me, go and invest the time and money into someone. You guys haven't had it hard enough. That's the majority of you guys. You guys haven't seen what I've seen. I'm not trying to put myself above you. I'm just stating facts. I am an anomaly in the space. I know that. My story is very unique in the coaching space. But when your back is against the wall, when it's checkmate, what are you actually going to do? Are you just going to wait? Or are you going to do something about it? And my hand has been forced. Like, I don't want to have to move away from family. I don't want to have to move country, but I will now. That's where my path has led me. So, like I said, a bit of a ramble and a bit of a video where I've just wanted to get things off my chest, but I just wanted you guys to get an insight into me and what is going on behind the scenes and why I'm doing this and why I show up the way that I show up. A lot of people tell me that I'm angry and I'm this and I'm that, but that fire inside of me, that drive, comes from pain. It does. It comes from what I've seen and what I've experienced. But I'm a better human being, I'm a better man because of that pain. Because of being walked away from, because of being isolated for so long. And then being told that the work that I've done isn't good enough and it isn't going to provide the life that I want. Nah, mate. So my message for today is, whatever circumstances that you're in, unless you take radical action and start to think outside the box, they are not going to change. You have to force change. You have to force growth. It's a painful process. And without experiencing said pain, you will either remain the same or you'll stay in this state that you're in. Now, on the other side of feeling the pain and taking action from that, your wildest dreams can become a reality. And I'm not there yet. I'm not where I want to be. I don't think I'll ever be. But what a story. What a story I will have to tell on my deathbed. And as a coach, you have to be inspirational. You have to take the risks and lead from the front. You have to be that guy. And I will say this, that the majority of coaches now, they will be left behind. And I'm not fear-mongering. There's going to be a massive gap, a massive divide from the guys who are just getting by and everybody else. And it comes down to what you build, what you stand for, getting your personal brand out there, building that stuff, building your distinction engine, your unique mechanism, and putting that out there into the world and stamping your authority on your space. In your space, should I say. So yeah, a bit of a rambling one, but I hope you guys took something from that. I'll be back to the usual stuff when I land back in the UK. Didn't bring my setup with me, big mistake, but we move. I just wanted to kind of connect with you guys. So if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll try my best to reply. Peace.